Hey everyone, I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and today we're taking a closer look at the projector headlights with the gloss black housing, clear lenses, and clear corners, available for all 2014 and 2015 Sierra 1500s. Now, you should be checking out a set of these super affordable options if you'd like to totally change up the look of the factory lights, kind of black them out for a more aggressive look, and ditch those ugly amber reflectors at the same time. So the big feature here, in my opinion, is the fact that you're replacing your nearly decade-old headlights that might be a bit faded or damaged with a brand new set that will definitely contribute to a more aggressive look thanks to the blacked out construction and appearance. Now, the stealthy dark lighting is something that I think is extremely popular with a lot of truck owners out there, including myself. And if that is a look you are going for, these are certainly going to be an affordable way to help add that look to the front end. And this is going to pair nicely with other dark or smoked lighting that you may have already added on your truck. Now, on top of that, guys, these lights will eliminate, I should say, the unsightly amber reflectors found on the side of your factory lights. Replace them with a clear reflector for a much cleaner overall package, especially again, if you're kind of looking to kind of de-chrome and just make for a cleaner look overall. Now, moving into construction, and I will say for such an affordable set here on the site, the build quality is easily on par with other options I've handled here at AT that cost just as much, if not more. Now, the base of the lights here, the housings, will consist of that automotive grade ABS plastic. It is topped off with that crystal clear UV resistant lens, and the dual beam projectors do include brand new bulbs. In fact, every bulb is included here with these particular lights, which is a nice thing to point out. Finally, guys, the headlights will receive both the DOT and SAE stamp of approval. That will make them legal for use in all 50 states, and they are adjustable, which is nice because after the install, you can obviously dial them in properly, or maybe you adjust the height of your Sierra over the years with a small lift or level. You'll need to kind of dial these things in a little bit more. They are easily adjustable when on the truck, and again, that is worth pointing out. Briefly talking price point, this set of lights is going to live at or around $400, give or take, which is going to be slightly more affordable compared to other options on the site that do not include any additional LED lighting, whether it be daytime running lights or maybe LED projectors. Now, if you did want to add some bells and whistles in the form of LEDs, whether projectors or DRLs, you certainly can find a ton of them here on the site for your Sierra, but traditionally they will cost you a little bit more money at the end of the day. Now, talking install here, guys, site's gonna call this a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you at least an hour to complete from start to finish. The nice thing about going with an OE replacement like this without a bunch of extra LEDs is that the wiring is going to be extremely straightforward. Expect a very simple plug and play job that should not involve any modification or anything like that. But now, to give you a better idea of just how things will go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the guys in the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
Tools required for this install include a couple different size ratchets, a T15 Torx wrench, a clip remover tool, an extension, a 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch 7mm socket, and a 10mm socket. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a set of headlights on our Sierra, so let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is remove our radiator cover. We have 12 of these push clips holding it in, so we'll grab a clip remover tool to pop these out. Now, with all of our clips removed, we can pull our cover off and remove it. Next, we can remove the 4 10mm bolts holding in our grill at the top with a 10mm socket. Next, we can come down into our wheel well. We have this 7mm bolt we're gonna have to remove. It's right above the edge of our bumper here. So we'll grab a 7mm socket and pull that out. And then we have a bolt hiding behind this, so we're gonna have to pop this piece out. To get a little bit of extra movement out of it, we can remove this T15 Torx screw right up here. We've got a T15 Torx wrench. Now with that removed, we can pull out on this plastic trim, and that's gonna expose the 7mm bolt tucked up in here. So we're gonna have to get a 1/4" drive ratchet with a shallow 7mm socket to fit in there. And now with everything removed that we need, we can pull back on this lower trim and pop it out of place. And then we can do the same thing on the other side and then pop this out. And now we can just work our way across our lower trim piece, popping out all the clips by wiggling it back and forth. Now for these center ones, if you can't get them to release, you can go underneath the bumper and push up on the tabs to pop them out. Now with our lower trim removed, it'll expose a bolt down here holding our grill in. There's one on each side. So we'll take a 10mm socket to pop that out. And then you can do that same thing on the other side. And now as we move to the center of our grill, we have another bolt here, as well as a matching one on the other side. So again, 10mm socket, we'll remove this and then do the same on the other side. And now with all of our bolts removed, we can pull straight back on our grill to remove it. So now we're ready to remove our headlight. We have two 10mm bolts on the bottom here, one on the inside, one on the outside. So we'll grab our 10mm socket for both of these. And now up top, we have our last two 10mm bolts. We'll grab our 10mm socket to pull out. Now with all of our bolts removed, we can lift up on our headlight, pop it out of place. And then we'll just push in on the black tab of our connector to pop that out. And you can repeat that same process on the other side. Now before we install our new headlights onto the truck, we're gonna have to swap over our turn signal bulb from our stock headlight to our new one. So now we're gonna come over to our bulb socket and twist this to the left to unlock it. We're gonna pop our bulb out, do the same thing on our new one. Slide our bulb into that socket, and drop that back in and twist to the right to lock it into place. Now at this point, you can do that same thing for the other headlight and we'll get these on the truck. So now we're ready to install our headlight. So we're gonna plug in our one connector and then slide this into place. So now we can start up top and reinstall our two bolts. And then we'll just get our headlight centered up in place and take our 10mm socket to tighten these down. And now we can come to the bottom and install our last two bolts there. And then once again, we'll take our 10mm socket and tighten these down. And then you can do that same thing on the other side. Next, we can line up and reinstall our grill. Next, we can reinstall the 4 bolts at the top of our grill. And take our 10mm socket, tighten it down. Next, we can reinstall our radiator cover and all of the push clips that hold it in place. Next, we can reinstall the 4 lower grill bolts. Now there's one on the outside corner, one here, and then the same thing on the other side. So since these are recessed, I've got a little extension with a 10mm socket to get the bolts started. And I'll throw the ratchet on the other side and tighten this down. And then you can do that same thing on the other side. Next, we can line up our lower trim piece and push it into place. Next, we can come back into our wheel well and reinstall this bolt first. And then we'll get our 7mm socket on the end of that bolt. And then we can take our lip here and click it back into place. And then thread in our other 7mm bolt. Take a 7mm socket to tighten that down. And then we can also reinstall that T15 Torx screw at the top. And then we can repeat that same process on the other side. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the projector headlights with clear corners, black housing, and clear lens for your 2014 to 15 Sierra 1500 with factory halogen headlights. Thank you for watching, and for all things Sierra, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.